Hi, this is Monty from Mopart Vehicles and welcome to another one of our detailed vehicle appraisals on one of our newly acquired cars. Now these videos do tend to take about 8 to 10 minutes long, but I'll try and be as informative as possible. So whether you are 3 miles away or 300 miles away, when you come to view the car, it should be as I've described it. Now we are all human, we may miss a couple of bits, but nothing has been done intentional. I will try and be as honest as possible. I mean, please feel free to read some of my reviews on Auto Trader. It will tell you a little bit about me, etc., that type of thing. Anyway, so this is our C180 Avantgarde SE with the optional sports pack. Now the optional sports pack gave you slightly different alloy wheels, different sort of faux leather interior, different brakes, etc., that type of thing. Just made it look a little bit more sporty than the standard Avantgarde. Now this particular car has covered 78,500 miles and it's just been MOT'd, got done a day or two ago. It did fail on a couple of items, I think headlamp aim and a dust cover on an anti-roll bar, but that's been all rectified and it's got a clean bill of health. Now please feel free to do any checks that you need to do on the car if you want to check anything on the sort of history or MOT history. I'll hold that there for a few seconds. Okay, now this particular car has got 8 service stamps in the book. The last service was completed by its previous owner, which was done at 75,500 miles, and that was done at December 2017. Now these particular vehicles, when Mercedes-Benz brought them out, and I spent over 10 years working for Mercedes-Benz, the service intervals on these cars were actually 2 years or 18,000 miles. Now in 2007, or middle of 2007, Mercedes-Benz actually changed that to every year or 15,500 miles. So these particular cars, in my view, really should change at least oil and filter every year, but based on Mercedes-Benz guidelines it was done every 2 years, so it was a minor, major, that type of thing. Now when the car leaves us, it's going straight to our prep guys. Just going to get a couple of bits and pieces done. One is going to be a brake fluid change, because they should be done every 2 years. Nothing wrong with the brakes, it's just more preventative than anything else. We like to try and follow the manufacturer's guidelines. So it was done last time 4 years ago, that's documented in the service book, but we'll get that done. And also another grey area, again, nothing wrong with gearboxes or anything like that. Some dealers will tell you the gearbox oils on this car should be changed every 40,000 miles. Some will tell you it's sealed for life. Some will tell you 80,000 miles. Now we've got no documentation to state that the gearbox oil has been changed, and again, just as a matter of preventative really, I'd like to get the gearbox oil changed, and that's going to be done again when the car leaves us. Now I do apologise, we are in a public part, so you know, if you see people walking their dogs or cycling, it's just one of those things. So we'll tend to start on the driver's side front, so I'll tell you everything that I can physically see on the car. One other thing to add, I have ordered a couple of bits for the car, set of mats, because the mats that are in the car are a little bit grubby, so I've ordered a new set of mats and a set of wheel centre caps as well. Nothing wrong with the old ones. I think the more heritage sort of blue and silver ones look slightly better than the ones that are already on the car. Right, so let's have a look at the front. Now I can be a little bit overcritical, but hey, that's just the way we are at Mopart Vehicles. We tell you exactly how it is. Again, a lot of these things that I'll point out to you, you wouldn't pick up in a normal picture. Okay, so if we start on the driver's side front, you can probably pick up there's a couple of little marks there on the bumper. Again, if I zoomed out and took a picture here, you'd never see that. Okay, alloy wheels, it looks like they've been refurbished at some sort of stage before in its life. They all look good. There's a couple of little chips here that have been touched up. We've done that anyway. So brake pads and discs, they were replaced, God, from memory, I think it was about 6,000 miles ago. Brakes are absolutely fine, but they can be quite expensive, but the good thing about them, they have been replaced. Tyres, you've got plenty of tread on the front tyres. Now there were no advisories on tyres, just to give you an idea. The front ones have got approximately 5.5mm tread. The back ones, one of them's got 5 and one of them's got 4. Okay, there were not advisories on the MOT, so we're not going to be changing them. Okay, just to let people know, but they're not bald. Obviously it would have come up on an MOT. Now what I'm going to try and do is just move the camera really slowly, just so you can try and pick up the reflections down the side. There isn't any dent, great big damage or anything like that on the vehicle. Okay, hopefully you can try and pick up, it's all really nice and bright, good reflections. Okay, and I will show you inside the vehicle very shortly. And then let's just go round the back of the car. And again, try and show you the reflections. Everything looks really nice. Okay. Now, there are going to be 1 or 2 little trolley dents. It's going to be what, you know, it's to be expected. The car is 12 years of age. So there's a tiny little trolley dent over here, but it's tiny. Okay, when it goes into the prep, guys, I'll get them to remove that, but I've just noticed it myself. Okay, this is the tyre that's got approximately 4mm worth of tread. Okay, and I'll show you the inside very shortly. Hopefully you can try and pick up, all really nice and clean. Now, there were a couple of little chips on the door edges. Again, they've all been touched up. Now, I better scoot along. We're up to about 6 minutes already. Okay, just showing you inside. Let's just turn that radio down. Okay, so you've got the 3-spoke steering wheel with the sports package. Now you've got buttons on here to do with telephone. That was just the standard functionality. There is no phone system that works on these cars unless you have the Mercedes-Benz pre-wired system. Okay, you get some dealers that will tell you it's got Bluetooth, but it generally hasn't. Okay, that's the aluminium interior that you get with, obviously with the Avantgarde looks slightly different to this one, just fractionally. Now you've got a little bit of wear on the door handle here, but it's to be expected. She is 12 years of age. Okay, interior all really nice and good, looks fantastic. Now the only little bit of wear that you can see is just at the bottom here. You just got a slight starting to crack on there, but again, we're just trying to be honest with customers. You've got partial electric seats, so for height and backrest, and the rest is all manual. You've got 2 keys with this car, they're all working absolutely fine. Okay, let's have a look at the back. Now the back really doesn't even look like it's been sat in at all. Hopefully you can try and pick up some of the condition. Move that seat belt's flat. Okay, now you do get dealers that are doing these videos, but they only spend about a minute or so and don't really give you any detail on the car. Let's open up the boot. Big boot area. And you've got your warning triangle up at the top there. Right, anything to pick up on the back bumper? Yes, there is a few little marks. Now, the centre chrome section here looks like it's had a bit of a dig or something like that. There's a slight little crack in it, but again, if I zoomed back here, you may just about pick it up, but not always. Okay, there's a couple of little touch-ups that have been done. One just on that edge along here, and then you've got one just along there. Okay, they've just been touched up. Okay, let's just show you the back of the bumper. Okay, a couple of little touch-ups that have been done here. Now there is one bit I forgot to mention on the other side of the bumper. Again, it's going to be quite hard to pick up, but there's a couple of little hairline, you know, little marks along here. But again, it is 12 years of age. You know, we do try and prep our cars to the highest standard. Mechanically, we try and do everything we possibly can. You know, if you do get a customer that complains about something a couple of months down the line, they don't call you up to say, I've got a chip on my bonnet now. No, they'll call you up and say, my brake fluid warning lights come up or something like that. So we try and get the cars prepared mechanically as best as possible. There's a point that you have to, you know, you stop and go, right, okay, we can't do any more because it will make the car, you know, too expensive if someone buys it. But we try and do the things that I know we need to do on the cars, being that I worked with the company for such a long time. Okay, so we'll go down the passenger side. We have to scoot along because we're up to about nearly 10 minutes now. Apologies, I've babbled on. So let's just try and pick up anything on this down this side here. Now there are two tiny trolley dents. You may pick them up, but they will be looked at rectified. There's just one here and one there. Again, you may not pick them up, but they will get done. Okay, back of the car there, lots of tread on that tyre. I think that one's got 5mm of tread. Now, engine bays. We do not jet wash any of our engine bays at all. The reasons we don't do it is you either get loads of water in all the electrics and you can cause engine management lights to come on and God knows what else. We don't do any of that. Or you're trying to hide behind something where you've got oil leaks, etc. We do not jet wash any engine bays. As you see them, as they are, I may spend sort of 10-15 minutes with a bit of WD on it, you know, cleaning up the plastics, but nothing else. Okay, all nice and clean in here. Now, one little thing to point out to you, the gear lever, some of the sort of silver surround is starting to come away. Okay, struggle to try and get a gear lever cover, really hard. They're really expensive from Mercedes-Benz, but I just wanted to point it out. Again, it's just one of those things really. If I do get a gear lever cover, that'll be great. I'll be able to swap it, but I just wanted to point that out to any prospective new owners. Okay, let's go down the side and then we'll come to the front very shortly. Again, hopefully you can try and pick up the reflections there. All looks lovely. Now, there's a couple of little hairline marks on here. Again, these have just been touched up. And then normally the worst part of a car will tend to be the front end and the bonnet and the bumper. There's a few little stone chips along the bonnet. We are under a tree, so you may see a few little marks on there, but there is a couple of little stone chips. It's to be expected. She's done nearly 80,000 miles and she is 12 years of age. So we're now coming up to about 12 minutes long, and let's just zoom back. And I do apologise, I have babbled on a lot longer than anticipated, but I just wanted to try and be as honest as I possibly can with you on the car. So I'd like to thank you again for spending the time watching the video, and if there's anything you need to know about this particular car or anything else we've got on Mopar Vehicles, please don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email. I'll get back to you straight away. Many thanks. Bye bye.